Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei Became a Vasto Lorde, Part 6. So, this is part 6 of this What If. Other than that, I'm not going to do a recap because it's been only 5 days from the last What If. And other than that, let me begin into this What If so I can shut the fuck up. But yeah. But other than that, bye. And let me begin. Also, I did kind of bring back the Stray What If, the Darkness Stray one. That was uploaded like 2 hours ago from this What If, but yeah. Not the point. Let me begin into the what if. Let me shut the fuck up. And yeah. So, we begin into mostly someone waking up just recently. This is where, well, he kind of just gets up and is like, ugh, I feel so tired. This is where, well, someone opened the door, kind of just walking in. And this is where, when he opened his eyes, he sees none other than Urahara, Kisuke Urahara. This is where, well, he says, hey, what do you want? Cloth and hat? Or bucket hat? Or what to call you? This is where Urahara just says, call me Urahara, you brat. He's not even wearing his mostly hat, and this is where, well, Urahara sighs and says, how you doing, brat? Issei said, I'm so tired. I feel like I just got hit by mostly like 4 wrong cars in the stomach and broke my ribs, and then, I don't know, I feel just tired. This is where, well, Urahara sighs and says, I mean, you're not wrong and not right at the same time. You were kind of you got the living shit beat out of you by mostly your old man. Well, Urahara sighs and says, let me explain, Issei. This is where, well, Issei said, okay, what do you mean? We go into a time skip of him actually explaining it, and Issei just kind of just gets up in an instant, like he jumps up in happiness and says, I beat the shit of that motherfucker, yeah! Issei's so excited, jumping around like a little kid, and this is where Urahara switches at mostly Issei's antics. This is where he coughs into his like hand, and this is where Issei stops jumping around and say, I mean, yeah. This is where Urahara just chuckles at mostly Issei's kind of acting like a little kid, and then just mostly being happy, and then just becoming nervous and other things. This is what Urahara says, okay. So after your mostly sealment, yes, your father should be in what's it called, Muten. He's probably right now talking to your grandfather. This is where, well, he says, is that really a good idea to put them together? Oh, it was such a funny ass sight to actually watch. It was the most funniest thing to watch. This is where Urahara just comments. Issei says, what do you mean? We go into a POV of, well, mostly mostly Urahara explaining what happened. So we go into mostly a POV of, well, let's see, Urahara watching how mostly the, I think, what was it called? HQ 42 or something, I forgot what it's called. The ones that kind of seal ice in a way, whatever the hell kind of puts, even Yamamoto was there and other story first, but yeah. This is where, well, Yamamoto kind of was putting, what's it called, Issei's father into Muten also, and this is where, well, Mukin or whatever the hell it's called. This is where, well, mostly Goro says, I'm nuts. I'm above you people. I am a goddamn. I am a Lucifer. I am the Morning Star. You people won't stop me at all. This is where he's screaming and shouting at all these Soul Reapers. The Soul Reapers are switched off and saying, Lucifer? Morning Star? What the fuck is he talking about? Wings? You might be talking about the stumps like near his back. Oh, those things are wings? Yeah. This is where, well, mostly a bunch of Soul Reapers are talking, and they're pretty much just whispering pretty out loud just to tell him that he's pretty much not much of a threat. He's literally not much of a threat like a father is. This is where people say, who is this motherfucker again? I have no clue. This is where, well, oh, wasn't he a Soul Reaper? I think he was one of the low-ranked Soul Reapers. He's not he wasn't a, was it called captain or even, was it called lieutenant? Nope. Was he even in any of the squads before? Yeah, no. He has his Zanpakuto. His Zanpakuto is strong, but not that strong. Just a little versatile and weird stuff. Blah, blah, blah. This is where, well, people were just saying, does he even have a Bankai? I think his Bankai was just making tornadoes. Really? Not even hurricanes? Nah. This is where, well, people are literally just talking down on Goro. Goro's angry and enraged, saying, I'm literally a god! This is where, well, people say, is he immortal? I don't think so. I think he just has his lifespan grow up to normal, or mostly to that of Lucifer Morningstar. Was Lucifer Morningstar immortal? I have no clue. I don't care. This is where, well, people are just kind of talking even more. This is where Goro's raging until he uses a bit of magic, and this is where, well, basically the morning star flames and says burn. This is where, well, when it sends the flames straight towards one of the people that was talking, this is where, well, the flames were about to hit them until Yamamoto appears right now, slashing the flames down with his own Zanpakuto. Right now, his Zanpakuto is in flames. He's basically using Shikai. This is where Yamamoto says, enough of this. We are here to decide the fate of Goro Aizen. And this is where, well, most of the people were hushing very loud enough, and they were like, Aizen? Is he the son of Aizen? This is, I see. Then we will now prepare the punishment and what he has done. This is where, well, people are going just rambling on. This is where, well, mostly Goro's gritting his teeth and saying, I am not that bastard of a son. I am nothing like him. This is where, well, Yamamoto says, arrogant, angry, and possessively having a god complex. I mostly say that you do have similar, mostly aspect, just like him. This is where Goro grit his teeth and says, Yamamoto! When I get out of here, I'm going to kill you, son of a... This is where, well, Yamamoto says, can someone shut his mouth for a second? This is where, well, someone managed to cover his mouth, and this is where, well, Goro's gritting his teeth and trying to, like, talk, but this is where, well, Yamamoto says, from here on now, your punishment will be the same as Sosuke Aizen's punishment. I don't think you're gonna live that long, but whatever. Pretty much, your punishment isn't severely as mostly, well, it is kind of severe, but at the same time, you have just released information from the Shinigami's existence, the Soul Society existence, towards the three factions in the living world, in the human world. For that, we shall punish you fairly. This is where, well, Goro's gritting his teeth. This is where, well, he's looking at everyone with such angry eyes. Only one eye because the other eye is kind of ripped out of him from Issei. This is where, well, he does have a broken face because it's like all fucked up thanks to Issei beating the shit out of him, punching the fuck out of him, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly he's gritting his teeth right now, just glaring at everyone. Yamamoto says, you dare reveal your own powers towards those who are in the, well, human world, to the three factions, and talking about how you're god or something. Not gonna lie, you weren't actually that powerful. Your son was enough to beat the shit out of you, but at least he's with us, mostly working with the Soul Reapers and Wakamundo. This is where people are talking about this and like, wait, he has a son? Is he just like him? Wait, no, he said he just got the shit beat out of him by his son. Does it mean his son is with us? People are talking. This is where Yamamoto says, for that, he is right now placed under protection of Zaraki Kenpachi. Yes, Zaraki did actually put him as a protection under him, but not the point because mostly Issei wanted to join mostly Zaraki's Kenpachi's mostly squad if he ever would go with what's it called, the Soul Reapers. But yeah, that's where people say, oh, he's under Kenpachi. Ooh, shit. Isn't the Kenpachi mostly like a psychopath murderer? This is where people are just talking. This is where, well, Goro's gritting his teeth, and this is where, well, Yamamoto says, other than that, you shall now be sealed in the deepest levels of, well, mostly the Muken. We might change you because you're not that much of a threat. You're literally less of a threat than mostly your father. This is where, well, Goro grits his teeth. I will not give up. I won't disappear. No! He's literally just been thrown down to Muken, but all the way down. But yeah, we go into Urahara, kind of walking in there with literally bucket of popcorn and seeing Aizen, Sosuke Aizen, and then seeing Goro Aizen literally be separate from each other. But this is where Goro is just giving a mad, angry kind of glare at his father, while his father just has this amused look. This is where, well, Urahara just sits down watching both of them. This is where he's eating popcorn. This is where, well, Sosuke Aizen says, hello there, Urahara. Why did he come visit us? Did he only come here to watch a fantastic show or something? This is where Urahara says, I mean, I'm not here with Issei. I think he would have enjoyed this kind of sight. But, you know, I decided to do it anyway. Issei is still kind of knocked out from his mostly form, which I wasn't expecting you to actually give him such a powerful Vasto Lorde form. This is where, well, Aizen says, Well, or mostly Sosuke. I'm gonna call him Sosuke because it's mostly Aizen's going to be the last name of, well, a lot of things. This is where, well, Sosuke says, well, you can see here, I knew that my grandchild was gonna beat the shit out of my actual own child, that I actually didn't even know I had one. But hey, at least everything worked out fine, didn't it, Goro? This is where, well, Goro grits his teeth and says, you motherfucker! I should have killed that little brat instead of giving it to you. Son of a... This is where, well, he's cussing more than ever. Sosuke is just looking at him amused. Well, Urahara is just surprised. Goro is just cussing out like he's some kind of spoiled little brat. This is where, well, Goro's angry, raging, and hating the fact that he got defeated by Issei, who literally was an experiment from Aizen, and then just he literally got defeated by his father. This is where, well, Goro's like screaming out, cussing, and saying, I'm going to find a way to escape this. I don't care. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. This is where, well, Aizen says, how will you kill me? Or mostly, Sasuke says, how will you kill me? Literally, I'm immortal and you never even achieve immortality. You achieve some weird powers, but not gonna lie, they're pathetic. This is where, Goro grabs his face. Yeah. This is where he's trying to get out, but he's right now in rage and blah, blah, blah. Urahara just eating popcorn, seeing this abuse, kind of just looking at mostly Goro and just eating popcorn while watching him. This is where Goro grabs his face. You son of a bitch, what are you looking at? Are you just happy and amused that I'm right now in prison while that abomination is still outside? Urahara kind of ignores him, and this is where he decides to talk to Sosuke. So, you also gave him the half of a piece of the Hogakyu. Why would you do something like that? Actually, if you would have had the full Hogakyu, does that mean you would have won against us? Right now, Aizen looks at mostly Urahara saying, I wonder what will happen. This is where, well, Urahara sweats off at mostly Aizen's kind of antics right now. Urahara sighs because he won't get any straight information from Aizen. He might get something straight, but then it might be false, and it might be a part of Aizen's grand plan of whatever the fuck is happening. This is where, right now Urahara says, is it possible to trust Issei's Vasto Lorde power? This is where Aizen says, if he just unlocked it recently, back again, and beat the shit out of what's it called, Goro-kun over there, then I'm gonna say that, I don't know. I don't know how stable or unstable Issei is at right now. You can try to train him and try to control Vasto Lorde, El Diablo, but I don't know if that will work. This will work, well, right now Urahara looks at him and says, what do you mean? Oh no, El Diablo, the form, is a much stronger Vasto Lorde. I used to be from the original, well, stronger Vasto Lords in, well, Wakamundo. That Vasto Lorde, in mostly El Diablo, the original Vasto Lorde of everything, that was the original. And yet, Issei might be able to surpass the original El Diablo. But with that happening, would everything work out? Would he get stronger, and he might even surpass that of Morningstar? Or he probably already surpassed Morningstar and the others. He probably already surpassed God from the human world. He probably might be a high, somewhere probably close to even that of the Soul King. Who knows? Who very knows? This is where, well, let's see, Urahara says, right. Well, I should be getting going. I'm just saying one thing. Goro, you suck. You got absolutely kicked the shit out by your son, and now you're here with your father. Good luck in having mostly family time together. Bye. This is where Urahara started walking away. He already finished his popcorn, and this is where he just threw the popcorn bucket on top of mostly Goro, just because he doesn't really like Goro and his method of freaking being a parent. And this is where, well, other than that, well, he did put 2 eye holes in it, so mostly Goro can still look at his father. This is where, well, mostly Goro is screaming out saying, "You son of a!" This is where, well, mostly Urahara walks away, but yeah. He will ask another Shinigami to kind of go do that, finish and clean whatever happened, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Aizen chuckles at mostly seeing his own son getting humiliated. This is where, well, mostly Goro is screaming saying, "No, what the fuck are you laughing at?" He's screaming and raging and other stuff. We go back into Issei's POV. Issei is like dying and giggling right now, just hearing after what mostly Urahara has done to his father. He doesn't really mind that. This is actually quite funny. He never expected mostly Aizen to actually even mess with Ogoro also. This is where, well, he actually wants to kind of actually go see him and actually mess with him, just because why the fuck not? He sees his father like a pretty much of an asshole. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, so, what's going to happen now? Am I going to... No, you're still under the protection. Pretty much under the protection of Squad 11. You're right now, yeah, you're in Squad 11. You're one of the low rank members for right now, but you can probably grow faster. Grow in that squad and become probably even captain after defeating Saraki, or go into another squad. You're just a basically, how should I say? You're basically just a random squad member that can just go into all squads. Yamamoto is thinking to probably branch it out to having 14, mostly Gote 14, or mostly another squad. That being your squad and a lead on the wrong cards. Since we're basically having an alliance with Wake Mundo and Soul Society, I guess that'll be the best part to have it like. Issei sighs and says, I guess that will be kind of better. This is where, well, mostly, right now Urahara says, other than that, we're going to go training. Issei says, training? What do you mean? This is where someone kind of opens the door behind Urahara and says, huh? Oh, big brother. This is where, well, Issei looks up and says, oh, Shinkai? You're awake? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Shinkai woke up a while ago. He woke up about 1 week later from you, but yeah, or not 1 week, mostly an hour ago from you. This is where, well, Shinkai went to hug Issei, and this is where Issei is smiling in happiness. He then feels something fluffy kind of going on his hand. This is where, well, he opens his eyes and kind of looks at Shinkai. Shinkai actually has mostly fluffy ears on top of his head because he has dark blue hair and these dark blue kind of ears. This is where he also has a tail behind him that's actually a blue kind of wolf tail, and he kind of has his blue eyes being slick. This is where, well, he says, what the? Are you supposed to be a werewolf? Shinkai says, oh, yes, I am. Sorry. I have never actually told you this, but I am actually a werewolf. I'm actually supposedly 100% werewolf. He says, I see. So you're not human. Nope. How the heck did you even... This is where, well, Urahara can explain here. Okay, Urahara explains that mostly, the reason why Shinkai is actually not even... He's 100% werewolf, and the fact that Aizen even got this kid, he was actually expecting to get mostly human children. But he didn't expect to actually get human children with special abilities that actually survive some of the Aranka transformations. Mostly either from hollow transformation experiments. So this right now, Shinkai is actually mostly having the hollow mask shape of mostly a Levante, but he's actually mostly a 100% werewolf. Well, now supposedly 50% hollow and 50% werewolf. This is where, well, mostly Shinkai says, yeah, I wonder how my family will react. Maybe they will hate me. This is where Issei says, but I don't hate you. You're basically my family. This is where Issei pats him in the head. This is where Shinkai then hugs him again. Issei says, yeah. This is where, well, Issei he was so happy and cheerful that he didn't notice that something popped up from behind him. This is where, well, Urahara said, oh my, I did not know that was actually going to happen. I see, sir, bloodlines are all mixed again. This is where Issei says, what do you mean? This is where Issei lets go of Shinkai after hugging him. This is where, well, Urahara points at Issei's hair. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah, that's my hair. No, you have ears on top of your hair. Wait, what? Issei touches it and says, what the? This is where Urahara went to go ask for someone to get a mirror. And this is where, well, they get a mirror, and this is where Issei actually has fluffy ears that are actually kind of white. His hair also turned white entirely. It's no longer brown, but instead of whitish color. This is where Issei says, what the hell happened? This is where, well, mostly it's still kind of brown, but there's only a little bit of highlights dark brown. This is where, well, Issei says, why is it white? Why is it just purely white? That I do not know. But that's your hair now. I don't like it being white. Issei said, oh no, I'm literally gonna be like Shiro. And Shiro might always kind of be an annoying asshole. This is where, well, he then hears cackling and saying, ha! The original became just like me, but with white hair. This is where, well, Issei says, shut the fuck up, Shiro, in his head. This is where Issei says, but why do I have ears? This is where, well, tails behind, well, mostly Tails appears behind Issei, and this is where Issei says, "What the? Oh my! I did not know that was a thing." This is where, well, one kind of like brownish, whitish, fluffy tail appears behind him, and it kind of looks similar to that of Shinkai's, that being a werewolf. And this is where, well, Issei says, what just happened?" Shinkai says, "Huh? What just happened?" This is where, well, mostly Urahara says, "I do not know. Could it be the other kids that you... Huh. I feel like something that Aizen might have... I don't know, kid. Maybe I'll talk to Aizen later about this." This is where, well, there was that one tail. It was kind of big and fluffy. Big and puffy and other things. Because similar to like Shinkai's. And then it just changes to like other like 9 fluffy tails. This is where, well, he says, "What is happening, Urahara? Why am I now I want to say like a fox. Or a 9-tailed fox?" "I do not know, kid. But, hey, you're now 9 tails. You're a yokai." This is where, well, he says, "Urahara, help. This is where, well, mostly his tails didn't transform back into being that big fluffy tail. And this is where, well, Urahara says, "I must say that you're a werewolf, 9 tails, and probably other things that's probably mixed into your body. Then again, do you remember those abilities that you found out? Hawking, Dark Impulse, and what's it called? Mostly another curse energy?" "Yeah." "Well, that could be something that's right now happened to your body. Other changes, maybe from the, what's it called, Hogaki that you have in your chest." "What do you mean?" This is where Issei doesn't have the Hogaki, it's just the empty white hole. And this is where Urahara says, "What happened to the Hogaki?" "I don't know. I'm having a headache. I'm gonna fall down for a second." This is where Issei falls down, but he managed to land down. Luckily, one of his tails managed to grab him, but then land him down softly. And this is where Issei says, "I don't know what is happening. What is exactly happening? I don't know, kid. Sorry about that. I really do not know what's happening to you. Oh, well, maybe later I'll talk to him. But right now, I want you to go in the training field." This is where Issei says, "Okay, am I going to the, what's it called, Waken Window?" "Nope, you're going to the underworld." "Wait, what the fuck?" This is where, well, we go into a time skip of mostly Issei confusedly kind of trying to suppress his like 9 tails werewolf instincts or whatever bullcrap. But of course, he doesn't really mind being a werewolf if he's kind of closer to being like Shinkai's older brother. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei is kind of, well, in the world. They're going through a kind of rift by, what's it called, mostly Urahara. But yeah, we go into that rift. Issei jumps in first, and this is where, well, Urahara goes in, and this is where even Shinkai follows, and even people behind him. We go into mostly Issei landing on the ground, and confusedly, because the rift behind him disappears. But this is where, well, we go into people kind of talking. Mostly it's a person with kind of like blackish hair, and of course Golden Bane's kind of talking to a bunch of children. Literally, they're mostly all children. This is where he's talking to 2 Parage, kind of 2 kings of their own Parages, and then talking to other people that are kind of like werewolves, yokais, and humans, and other things. This is where, mostly someone with kind of like blackish fully hair, like it's mostly spiky black hair. Of course, this is where his eyes are still closed until he opens them and says, "Sir." This is where he kind of raises his hand and looking at Azo, because this is Azo, the guy with golden bangs. This is where, well, the guy said, "Yes, do you need something? What was your name?" "Matsui, isn't it?" "Yeah, that's my name." What happened towards Issei-san?" Shit, I don't know. Go ask the bucket hat guy." This is where everyone's smash shopping. This is where, well, Murahama, actually a guy with kind of, mostly is Murahama's next turn because he's next to Matsui, and he has glasses, mostly these mostly just round kind of glasses. Well, not even glasses that much. They're similar to be like shades a little bit because it's kind of bright a little bit, but not the point. This is where, well, he then kind of pushes his glasses up, and this is where, well, his glasses are shining bright. This is where he has longish black hair, a little bit kind of tied up into being a ponytail a little bit behind him. And this is where, well, he has a white coat and other things. And this is where, well, Murahama says, "What are we going to be training on? Are we going to be training on our sacred gears or what? Since we're both only humans and not devils." This is where, well, mostly, Azo says, "Good point. I know that you people are going to have to be training and other stuff." And, yeah, this is where a portal behind appeared, mostly from Azo. And Azo says, What the hell? "Oh, Urahara, you're here. Urahara says, well, hello everyone. He has his fan right now fanning him. And this is where, mostly a little kid with blue hair appears, but this is where he hides behind the biggest man, the tall big man. And this is where, mostly two other kids appear, mostly one being a reddish haired kid, and the other one kind of being a girl with kind of ponytails, but yeah. This is where one looks nervous while the other one looks kind of mean and angry, being the red haired kid, but yeah. This is where Urahara says, oh, so where's that dragon that I asked you to kind of let me have? First of all, it's a person. This is where Aza says, well, come on, can I just see the battle between mostly my student versus the dragon? This is where a bunch of children looks confused, and mostly Urahara, but they know that this guy is mostly someone that's actually quite close with Issei. Well, mostly, they probably think or probably don't, they actually do not know much, but yeah. But this is where, Hazel says, if we're talking about what's it called, not Tiamat, mostly, what was his name? This is where, Hazel says, oh, Tannen's over there. This is where Urahara says, okay, hello there, Mr. Dragon, Tannen. This is where, the dragon that's purple kind of looks at mostly Urahara and says, what do you want? I can feel that your energy is not human, and yet you're not actually a devil. So what are you? Oh, you don't need to know what I am. I'm just gonna ask you to fight my student that's over there in the rubble. This is where, a bunch of kids looked at mostly the rubble site where they were at a while ago before Tannen beating the shit of them mostly, but yeah. But this is where, everyone kind of sees a kid with kind of whitish hair, but still has some brown highlights, dark brown highlights. He has a darkish brown goldenish eye, mostly still having goldenish eyes, brownish kind of goldenish eyes still. And this is where, people are looking at his features and he looks quite a little bit different. But then again, he has a hollow mask on himself. Well, he doesn't have his features and other things still on. Mostly he has a hollow mask, most of the hood and the scarf, the white scarf. This is where, everyone says, this is where all of them says, isn't that the mask dude? Wait, isn't that Issei? Some of them says, this is where, Tamat says, or mostly, let me say again. Tannen sighs and says, fine, I'll fight him. This is where Urahara says, good to know. Hey, Issei! This is where, mostly everyone's confused. And this is where Issei looks confused. And this is where, Issei says, what the fuck you want? This is where, Urahara says, oh, don't be so mean. I'm just telling you, make sure to go full power. Don't hold back. We gotta learn how many minutes you can hold into it. This is where, mostly Tannen already sent a fire attack at mostly Issei, and this is where Issei jumps away. Of course, luckily he managed to jump away, and this is where luckily his clothes doesn't burn, because it's kind of fire resistance. This is where Tannen, Tannen? Yeah, Tannen. Sorry, I'm gonna actually mix up both Tannen and Tiamat. Tiamat with similar names, but yeah, for me, I don't know, I'm retarded. But yeah, Tannen kind of sends another fire attack straight towards Issei, but that's where Issei managed to dodge. Issei says, okay, I gotta figure out how to go into Vasto Lorde, huh? Well, let's see. This is where, Issei managed to jump out of the way, and this is where Issei says, okay, I need Shiro. Shiro? Do you have a way to go into Vasto Lorde? Yes, there is the way. This is where he says in his mindscape. This is where, Issei says, okay, how? You gotta be in rage, and I mean fully angry berserk style rage. Wouldn't that make me just go into losing control again? Yes, but at the same time, you gotta somehow control the form. Fine. Damn it, how the hell am I gonna do that? This is where, before Issei even noticed, he actually get hit by one of the fire attacks from mostly Tannen. And this is where, a bunch of people scream out, Issei, no! This is where, Urahara is saying, how to even awaken it? Did I ever tell Issei how to actually go into that form? This is where, the older looking man who has mostly the tallest, mostly stature, and also the biggest one at almost everyone there, kind of says, I don't think you did, sir. Fuck, and I remember Aizen telling me how to go into it. Shit, I never did. This is where, they feel this spike of energy, and this is where Issei is saying, you son of a bitch, you burned my clothing. This is where, Issei kind of did get his clothing burned, and even his mask broke. But one thing actually also burnt even more. This little, mostly piece of, what's it called, not piece of paper, but mostly this little drawing that mostly Shinkai then made for him. Issei didn't, forgot that he had to put it in the dimension, but it's right now burning, and this is where it burned to just smithereens. Issei goes into watching Berserk staying angry, annoyed, and pissed the fuck off. This is where, his mask did break off of him, and the paper already disappears and turns into ash. And this is where Issei says, "I'm going to show you." This is where, well, Issei was so enraged, and this is where, well, his mask actually appears, where mostly horns actually appear on top of his head, being 6 horns, being like this. This is where a black mask started appearing, and black mostly his like body started changing. Wings started actually appearing, 2 red wings, and this is where, well, there's also red, mostly the whole inside his body, chest actually appears, and it shows a Hoga cube, but it's kind of red. This is where, well, mostly he then screeches out, mostly this what's it called, screech. Rip all your eardrums, but yeah, not the points. But mostly Issei screeches out that loud, and this is where, well, he gets into Vasto Lorde. He is right now in a very pissed off rage state. This is where mostly Tannen says, "What the fuck is that?" This is where Urahara says, "Yes! That's the form that we needed." This is where everyone says, "That's the most scariest form," and why does he have to screech? This is where, well, mostly Shinkai saying, "Big brother." This is where, well, he said it softly, but a girl actually hears and says, "Wait, that voice." This is where she was about to turn around, but until she sees, what's it called, Tannen gets his fucking gut punched so hard by Issei right now in Vasto Lorde. Right now, Tannen goes, this is where, well, he felt that punch so hard that he felt the memory of, like, getting punched the shit out of by, what's it called, mostly Drake. He just winded his eyes. This is where he's launched into mostly, like, mostly a couple feet away. And this is where, well, when I mean a couple feet, mostly in his size, a couple feet away, which people thought it was fucking far. But then again, it's mostly in, what's it called, Tannen's kind of height, but yeah. This is where everyone says, none of us could. This is where everyone says none of us could even scratch fucking the dragon, and yet in this form, Issei's in a different beast. This is where Issei says, "Sera!" This is where, well, a kind of red Sera appears in his mouth, and this is where he launches it straight towards the dragon. The dragon sends a very powerful flame attack, but both attacks clash until the Sera overpowers the, what's it called, flames, and smashes into Tannen. This is where Tannen can apparently even react. He's like, "Okay, fuck this kid. What is this kid? What the fuck did that fucking bucket hat even ask me to ask? Well, mostly fight. Fuck. This kid is so stronger than anything." This is where wings appear from Issei's back, and it's none other than the same kind of reddish wings being, well, the boosted gear. Mostly boosted wings, but this is where, well, we'll see Drake says, "Boost! Times 100! How the fuck can he even do that without being in balance breaker? Whatever." This is where, oh, everyone heard that, and this is where even Tannen says, "Wait, he has a boosted gear!" This is where Issei started making a huge ass Zero, ready to blow up fucking, well, Tannen straight to the 9 realms of hell. This is where Tannen says, "Oh hell no!" This is where Tannen is right now trying to make enough flames from his mouth to try to block the attack. This is where both attacks launches at each other, and this is where Tannen's flames right now is kind of like, it's just a beam, what's it called? It's just a clash of beam trying to overpower one another. This is where Issei is right now trying to launch the huge attack of Zero straight into, what's it called, Tannen. But both attacks managed to just split up to the sky and blow up. This is where, well, Tannen says, "Phew! That kid is strong. Okay, I am tired." This is where Issei was about to rush at him, but this is where, well, his Vasto Lorde actually breaks off of him. It was only a couple of seconds that he managed to get into this form. Actually, he was fighting for a couple of seconds, but yeah, but he was still in too much berserk state. But he was only there into mostly being in 15 seconds. And Issei kind of armor breaks in an instant, his Vasto Lorde form. And this is where Issei fell down in an instant. This is where the mask that was kind of appearing, mostly it was a reddish kind of mask right now, or not reddish mask, it was just a kind of white normal blank mask until it shatters from his face, and this is where he passes out. This is where, well, mostly, Urahara says 15 seconds. Wow, he lasted 15 seconds. This is where, well, as it says, who? The dragon or Issei? This is where, or mostly that kid. This is where, well, Urahara says yes. This is where, well, as it says, "You're just going to be a troll, aren't you?" Well, I mean, aren't you a troll at the same time? This is where, as it says, "Okay, fine. You got me there, you fucker." This is where, well, as I says, other than that, it seems that my student needs a little bit of training in going Vasto Lorde. If he managed to control Vasto Lorde, he will be able to be one of the strongest. Well, other than that, I should be going now. This is where, well, mostly, Surtek says, not Surtek, mostly Urahara says, other than that, come on, follow along. This is where, well, mostly Shinkai says, it's mostly, this is where Shinkai holds Urahara from mostly the jacket thing, mostly near his kind of coats. And this is where, well, Shinkai says, is Big Brother Issei going to be okay? This is where a girl who was actually looking around because mostly she heard the voice again, and this is where she then sees mostly Urahara and a dark-haired blue boy kind of having a dark blue tail and also some ears. This is where she winds her eyes and rushes up towards mostly Urahara. This is where she managed to push Urahara out of the way and then says, Shinkai! This is where, well, when Shinkai looks up, he says, Big Sis Celestia? This is where Celestia hugs him in an instant, kind of refusing to let him go. And this is where, well, Shinkai says, you're killing me, sis. This is where everyone's kind of winding eyes. This is where Urahara says, God damn, I got pushed out of the way. What the fuck? This is where, well, we'll see Azul says, ha, that's karma. This is where, well, Urahara says, it might be karma, but at least I was pushed out of the way by actually, I don't know, by, well, this is where Urahara says, interesting. You might say that's karma, but it's not karma. I guess the girl actually likes the kid a lot. But then again, I don't know much about werewolves so much. This is where, well, mostly, as I said, I can always make, what's it called? I can always explain in details about it. This is where the Hana says, yet I don't care that much. This is where, well, as I say, you motherfucker, this is where, well, both of them, even though both of them are scientists, they are both kind of arguing because mostly Urahara refuses to learn. He'd rather do it himself, like do his own research, than deal with mostly another person kind of giving him probably false information and doesn't want to do something like that. This is where, well, mostly both of them are mostly similar. Both Urahara and Naozu, now that I think about it, are kind of similar a little bit. Not much, but yeah, they're both kind of prickish half the time. This is where, well, Issei managed to get up and say, that hurt it like hell. This is where he feels, well, what's it called, energy, hugging Shinkai to death, which he felt Shinkai kind of passing out, which Issei appears in an instant, right now kind of being in a body flicker. His mask is already broken, and of course he summoned on his wolf ears and wolf tail in an instant, like in a very angry instant, like someone's attacking Shinkai. This is where he then says, Celestia, what are you doing to Shinkai? This is where, well, Shinkai managed to get air finally, and this is where Shinkai says, Big Brother! This is where, well, Issei appears next to Shinkai to see if he's okay, and this is where he looks at Celestia, and Celestia says, Issei? This is where, well, she blushes in an instant seeing Issei without a shirt, but at the same time seeing ears and a tail as she appear. This is where, we'll see his hair is a little bit different also. He seems to be also a little bit taller than normal. He's actually 6'1" now. And this is where, well, Issei said, Celestia, what are you doing? Also, what kind of outfit are you wearing? This is where, well, Issei said with a very questionable look because Celestia is wearing a coat, but she's not wearing, what's it called, like, well, a shirt underneath. It's kind of like a white kind of, mostly white bandage just kind of covering up her kind of cleavage. Mostly her kind of jugs. And this is where, well, Celestia says, hey, I didn't have time to change. This is where, well, she kind of said in a very angry, she kind of sent a tone. And this is where Issei chuckles and says, sorry about that. I didn't mean to look at. This is where, well, Issei was kind of, well, mostly trying to push something back from mostly the undeads from rising up. And this is where, well, mostly Celestia notices and says, are you turned on by just looking at this? This is where Issei says, no, Celestia, bad, Celestia, that's not the case. Celestia giggles at mostly Issei's antics and says, oh, really? I can see that you're really kind of turned on. Is it also from the fact that my, what's it called, mostly hormones are actually also appearing on you? This is where Issei says, okay, I don't know how to control this werewolf kind of form. This is where, well, mostly Celestia says, oh, I also realized that. This is where, well, they are both looking at each other. Celestia is actually 5'11", while Issei is 6'1". So, of course, mostly Celestia has to look up a little bit. Issei says, hey, Shinkai, what are... This is where Shinkai's already next to mostly, what's it called? The tall man and hiding. Just hiding away from the other people because people were kind of staring at him and he got scared. This is where, well, Issei glares at the other people and says, stop staring at my little brother before I kill you all. This is where Issei says such a murderous tone. This is where, oh, everyone says, God damn, did he change entirely into a murderous, mostly bloodthirsty murderer? This is where everyone thinks. This is where, well, Murahama Masui says, yo, dude, calm down. Issei says, Murahama in Matsui? Oh, it's middle school Matsui. This is where Matsui says, okay, come on, fuck off. That's not the point. Dude, you change entirely. What the fuck are you entirely? Issei said, Urahara will explain. This is where Urahara says, why the hell do I have to explain? You got this? You got the explainment? No, I don't actually know what the fuck am I. You didn't even explain to me what exactly happened to my body after going into Diablo. Okay, I don't know, kid. You became a werewolf. You also became a yokai. I don't fucking know. This is where, well, Celestia kind of like doesn't grab his tail, mostly grab his ears, like a little bit just sees them as they're real. And this is where he says, hey, Celestia, what the heck are you doing? Celestia says, they are real. Huh. But you weren't a werewolf when I met you first. This is where, well, he says, I don't know. Other than that, this is where, well, Issei kind of just sees her. And of course, he says, I really want to hug you. This is where it was, so let's say, huh? This is where Issei grabs her and just hugs her. This is where it was, so let's say, Issei, no. This is where it was, Issei, so fluffy. This is where Issei kind of puts his, like, musty head into kind of her neck, and this is where, well, he just feels the warmness. This is where, well, so let's say, Issei, stop this now. This is where she's stuttering now, and this is where, well, he says, so fluffy. I might fall asleep here. This is where Issei is actually better start falling asleep until mostly Shinkai says, so are you saying that Big Brother and Big Sis are actually together? So does that mean that mostly if Big Brother actually kind of is what's it called, Big Sis kind of boyfriend, well, mostly, yeah, girlfriend and boyfriend, does that mean I am basically now a part of what's it called, Big Brother family? This is where, well, Issei looks down and says, uh-huh. Oh yeah, of course. Besides, you will always still be my little brother ever since, well, those days, okay? This is where Issei kind of pats him in the head, and this is where Shinkai kind of just a little bit gets happy. This is where, well, mostly he gets even more happier, but yeah, he smiles. This is where mostly Celestia sees it and kind of blushes a little bit more. Seeing how Issei is kind of dealing with mostly Shinkai and how cute Shinkai is, but at the same time how cute Issei is. This is where she looks away until Issei said, other than that, I'm gonna hug your sister more just because she feels extremely warm. So this is where, well, Celestia said, huh? No, don't grab me again, Issei. This is where her heart is already beating too much, and this is where, well, Issei looks at her with mostly, they sat and looked, but this is where Issei says, fine. Fine. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Matsui Murahama says, still, Issei, are you gonna explain anything? Issei says, Urahara, where the hell did Urahara go? This is where, well, mostly the red-haired girl and even what's it called, the other guy kind of just says, where the heck did he go? This is where Urahara says, other than that, bye. This is where he's right now kind of flying away. Well, mostly kind of running in the mid-air. This is where he's saying, okay, everyone, you can go find me over here. Other than that, bye. This is where he says, hey, get back here. I want to explain anything. I suck at explaining. No, come back, you bastard. This is where, well, mostly Urahara's running away like hell. Well, mostly Issei said, come back, you son of a... Before kind of running also after him, he kind of asked Shinkai if he wants to stay with Celestia or kind of go with him. Shinkai actually wants to go with Issei, so of course this is where they're both running to get after what's called Urahara. This is where, well, the others kind of like mostly disappear, but yeah. As it says, wait, what about me? Why am I thought you were gonna help me, you motherfucker. This is where Urahara comes back in the portal and says, oh, no, of course I'm not gonna help you. I'm literally gonna help my student. Other than that, I don't know any of these species helping, so I don't have much of a clue of helping them. I can give you information. Nah, I'm good. This is where Alice says, hey, you motherfucker, I also want to help you get into the underworld. I mean, there's a good chance we could have like easily sneak into the underworld without caring the world. Yeah, but who was the one to say that it would be fine to fight against Tannen? Fine. This is why, well, mostly, what's it called? Let me say that again. Mostly, as it says, so, are you gonna help me? As mostly Urahara says, fine, okay. I guess I'll take the two humans with me, probably the werewolf and even what's called the vampire. This is where, well, mostly they kind of point at each other, and this is where, well, mostly themselves, and this is where Urahara says yes, because most of you seem to be close to Issei, and yeah, this is where, well, the other people kind of raise up their hands, being like, what about us? This is where, well, we'll see someone kind of like points to themselves, and that being, well, not Urahara, mostly Rias. This is where Urahara says, "You're a devil. Good luck in training in your demonic magic. I have no fucking clue in how that works. But other than that, I'm out of here." This is where, well, he just tells them to kind of go into the portal so he can kind of get them to the spot and where Issei should be kind of trained for a little bit. But yeah, but Issei is going to go to Wakamundo and come back. But yeah, just for a little bit. This is where, well, we go into a timescape later on. After, well, the training's done. But other than that, I'm going to leave it off here for kind of part 7 of this what if. Or not 7, 6 of this what, 6 of this what if. And other than that, bye. See you, bye. Yeah.